The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited. I am so excited about my guest today because this is an example of being green and growing. Let me pull up my guest. Hello, Anna. How you doing?
I'm great. And how are you?
I
And
am
thank you for
great.
having me on this
Well,
evening.
I'm honored to have you on, and I'm going to take a few minutes and share with our audience a little bit about you, and then I'm going to give you the floor and let you share a little bit more. So,
Okay.
Anna L. Brothers, she is a retired school teacher, an educational consultant, an author, a certified cake instructor. She's known as the Desert Queen, a health consultant, and a jewelry consultant. She is your $5 bling slinger. The name of her business is the Jazzy Jewels Collection, where you can put a little, she puts a little jazz in your step with your jazzy jewels. She has a Zai signature collection that is $25. She is divorced, retired school teacher who loves life and wants to have fun. She has one child and one granddaughter. She is a certified baker with 20 years experience in decorating using different icings. She enjoys many hobbies: knitting, jewelry making, sewing, and quilting. She has the Anna Brothers Show and podcast, which streams live every Wednesday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And I'm going to be her guest tomorrow
Yes, yes, yes.
her on her YouTube channel, the Anna Brothers Show and Podcast. And she wants you to please subscribe to her channel as well as subscribe to mine so that we can show you guys what it means to be green and growing. So, Anna, I'm going to give you the floor. I want you to share with us more about Anna Brothers. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how is it that you've gotten to this point in your life?
Well, I'm a Southern girl, okay? And I was born down south. I was born in Alabama. And really and truly the time that I was born there, it was the beginning of I guess kindergarten or nursery school. Okay. They didn't have too many of those things there. And so I was able to go to nursery school and kindergarten in the South, where I was from, and I really loved that. And so some people don't realize it, but I think that God places you or tells you what to do at a young age because
Yes.
um, I had a desire to be a teacher. Um, then, and I carried that desire all the way through my adulthood, and I'm still teaching to this day. I believe that it is a gift. I have a gift. I teach the little ones, which everyone can't be bothered with the little ones. They say it's too
True.
much, but I teach the babies. I tell everyone, adults as well, and I'm still, doing some things. So over the course of the growing up, and I did Sunday school, I taught Sunday school at about 8 years old. I was teaching Sunday school. So,
Oh my
that
goodness.
desire, because I could teach the younger ones, that came to Sunday school. And I had that desire way, way back then. And over the course of the years and all of the things, some blessings have been bestowed upon me. I've been recognized in the newspaper for my innovative ways. I've taught different techniques for students that were behind in this when I had seventh and eighth graders, and students were bused to me. And I had to use innovative ways to teach them because they were 2 to 3 years behind in their reading scores. So they were with me for the most of the day, and I taught them. And I love that kind of teaching because it gave me uh, the, I guess, the level to be creative and make learning interesting to the children, because 9 times out of 10, learning was dead with these children. But I did it for a couple of years, but it was too much for me because they were seventh and eighth graders, and they were older, and you could just get so involved with them. And so when it's time to go, I was worse than I was a basket case. Really, really, you really want to know. But my degree was in early childhood. I am a early childhood teacher. I have a master's in early childhood, as well as a master's in administration as well. And like I said, I've been fortunate. Now, right now, I'm still teaching. I'm an educational consultant, and what I do, which is still related to my field, is I help daycares. I help daycares get their national accreditation. So
Okay.
I am their mentor for that. And I have been doing that for quite some time. It's almost time for me to stop it, but I really have been doing that since 2004. I have had multi levels of things going on as I was, growing up. And that's just my educational things. All of these things seem like they were all going on at the same time, but I never really let any of the things go. I've also been nominated for Distinguished Education Educator of the Year. Also, I'm a McCormick um, Foundation um, nominee as well. Like I said, I've had quite a few blessings that
Yes.
been bestowed upon me as a teacher, which I feel like that was basically what was in store for me in my life, was to become a teacher, to inspire children and adults and others to enjoy learning, because I enjoyed learning. It was a part of my life, and I still enjoy learning. I still try to learn something every day in my life.
And that's amazing because you're either green and growing or ripe and rotten. And if you're not learning, then that means you're becoming stagnant. And that when you become stagnant, we can't grow. And
That's right.
so you made a point that at 6 years old, you were telling me when we were talking before the show, at 6 years old, you knew you wanted to be a teacher. And
Right.
so that makes me want to say to parents, look at what your kids are doing at an early age, because it could well be their dream and what it is that they will be doing for most of their lives. It could be what God intended for them to do. It is a gift to be a teacher, and you had that gift and you recognized it from the time you were 6 years old. And at 8 years old, you were teaching.
Yeah.
You were teaching in Sunday school. So
Hmm.
this has been a lifelong journey for you.
Hmm.
That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And you talked about all these things you got going on. That's what keeps us young. That's what
It
keeps us
does. It
alive.
really
That's
does.
what keeps us moving. Because I
Hmm.
think about people our age, and you and I, we're only a year apart in age. So I think about people our age who are sitting on their couch watching TV and not really doing anything and wondering why they're sick.
Well,
And
it's a mindset, and it takes education. And I believe that that's why I have my. That's one of the reasons why I have my show, because as not just Black people, but people in general have a lack of knowledge of these
yes,
things. I found that I have had a lack of knowledge for certain topics and stuff like that, but I have the know-how and the stuff like that to ask questions and do research. Okay, but
yes,
not everyone is gifted to do that. Okay, that's something that is taught for people to learn how to do. And so I try to, I even invite people to send me questions if there's something that, because sometimes you're busy, you can't do it. I might not get to it right then, but I try to get to that topic so somewhat.
yes. And they're asking questions, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
And that says that they want to learn.
Yes.
We may be ignorant, but ignorance is just lack of knowledge.
And then
And we kind of,
sometimes you're so busy, you just, you know, I look at parents, being a parent, and I taught in I guess the urban area, the kind of rough areas, and they don't have time to be researching and doing all that stuff, and they'll tell you this is why you get when school, I send my child for you to teach them. You get that? Okay,
I
because
know, but
they don't have
a,
time.
yeah, but a
They got to
parent is
make time.
right. A parent is a child's first teacher.
I,
And you can't expect teachers to pour into your children things that as a parent you need to pour into them.
I know what
And
you're saying, but that's not what's happening. Okay, they
but it
expect some of them, and that's where the educational uh, awareness needs to be made, aware. And I taught Head Start and state pre-kindergarten for years, and it was important to me to teach early childhood education
yes.
because our parents needed that. They needed to know what to do. They could not wait till they got to be 8 or 9. You know,
No.
I'm
You
telling you,
can't.
I have experienced children coming to school. They've never been to school, and they come to school because kindergarten here in Illinois is not required. They can
Oh,
start school in first grade.
oh, is
Okay.
that right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Kindergarten is not a required thing, and so can you imagine students coming, didn't have nursery school or daycare, and then okay, no kindergarten, and then
Mm,
they're at first grade. Where do you think those students think? Now, this is the real world. You know that
yeah,
that
but awareness precedes change.
that
And when we know better,
we
we
do
do
we
better.
do better, and
And if
that is
parents recognize the importance of being involved, we
yeah,
have to teach parents
that's
the
right.
importance of them being involved. And I did not know that there were actual states where preschool and kindergarten was not required. That's scary to me because if parents aren't teaching them, and
Vera.
then they come into first grade not knowing their ABCs, not knowing how to count, not knowing the things that they learn in
Now,
preschool and kindergarten.
it really goes a little bit deeper than that, okay?
Oh, I'm
Because
sure.
and let me tell you why. We don't have a um, united educational system.
No, we don't.
Different states mandate different things
Different things.
for the
Yes.
United States. Texas and Florida are some of those states. Right now, they having problems in Florida. and
Yes,
as well
major problems.
yes, as well as Texas. So
Yes.
what I think Obama tried to do was to come up with a standard that all of the states could go by, because here you have Massachusetts over there talking about we're the best. You got Illinois over here talking about we're the best, okay? And so there's no criteria to measure that, okay?
Right. And see,
So
and Bush tried to do that with No Child Left Behind, but
there's been many
you
attempts.
there have been attempts, but I think what was missing with that was trying to teach everybody the same way. And kids learn differently,
Well,
you
yeah,
know.
I'm against program learning. That's program learning, and let me take that back. I'm not totally against it. It can be used in certain situations.
And standardization without restrictions, for
Um,
lack of a better way of saying it. You know, you need to have some measures in place, but I think teachers need to have the ability to teach according to a child's learning style.
well, they're supposed to be doing that. They're supposed to be using developmentally appropriate practices, okay, which means that they're teaching the children on the level that they're on, okay, and look them at this, but that's all good too. So you still got to group them, because you got 25 to 30 children in your room, all different levels, okay, so you've got to kind of group them into different types, different categories
Yes.
within that ramification. And then based upon that, they somehow or another, like in reading groups, we all met together. But that reading group broke up so that that person could get individual attention. Okay, some
Yes.
days it would be this child, the next day it would be, this child, and so forth. And so I was fortunate because I always had like an assistant to help me, even with the babies. I had an assistant that could help me with it. But I'm very proud of my career
Yes, and well, you
as
should
an
be.
educator, and
Absolutely. It sounds like you were very committed, dedicated, and you're still doing it.
yeah,
So
I'm still doing
so
it.
you are committed and dedicated to what it is that God put in you to do.
Yeah.
But you got some other things that God put in you to do as well.
Mhm.
So we want to talk about some of those things. And you had mentioned that you wanted to do a book regarding teaching kids to bake.
Yes, I have been a certified instructor for over 20 some years. And believe it or not, I'm going to tell you this too. I am still familiar with that company. Uh, I'm still. They just sent me some new equipment to try out. I go and I test different types of icings for them, and it's just. I'm going to tell you that's a story too, and I'll tell you that story. I wanted to give my mother her 75th birthday party. Now, I'm going to tell you, I always was a baker. I loved to bake. That was something, a hobby I had. I just loved it, but I was not a decorative baker. Okay. And so I wanted to give my mother her 75th birthday party. And so I decided I would take a class so that I would be able, because I wanted to do her cake. So I took a course, and while I was taking that course, the instructor said, "Oh, you should teach." I said, "Girl, please, I don't want to teach. I teach school. I got all these kids. Time for that." And so, and every time I would go to class, she would say that. I said, "Girl, I don't want to teach." So then I took the second class, because the second class was different. The first class was basic. And she said, "Girl, you really," and so to get her off of my back, okay, she told me where I could go apply. So I'm gonna apply, because I never in my biggest dream thought that I would get that job. okay, or anything like that. I didn't even know if they were hiring. Just to let her know, I just said, okay, I applied. And I would say maybe a month or so later. But I'm gonna tell you this: she did encourage me to take pictures of all of my work. Okay, and I did do that. She said, "You'll never know what was going to happen." And so I say about a month or so later, a lady called me from St. Louis, Missouri, and she said, "Hello, I'm the supervisor for Wilton, because that's who I work for, Wilton. I'm the supervisor for Wilton, and I saw your application, and I have some openings, and I would like to know." She said, "I have an opening. I would like to know if you're interested." Well, I thought about it, but I didn't think too long, because I said, well, this is an opportunity.
Yes.
God must have put this in my place. Maybe I need to do this. She said, you can set your own hours and so forth. And so she told me that they had a training session coming up, and she wanted me to attend that training session. And so
Now, where were you living at the time?
I was living in Chicago.
Okay.
I
All
was living
right.
in Chicago, but the training session was in Laos, Illinois. And
Okay.
and they put us up in a hotel for 3 days. And we went through the training and did all of the icings, and it was all day thing. They fed us everything. It was nice. And during the training, she came to me. She said, well, I got another store. Would you be interested in that? So I had two stores. I had two clients. And I did that. I taught school during the day, and one day in the evening, I would go and teach cake decorating at each of those stores. So 2 days out of the week, I would do that. And then on Saturdays, sometimes I would do demos of the different things. And so I did that for over 20 years.
Oh
I,
my
yeah,
goodness.
I did that until they closed. They no longer have the educational components in the stores. So my clients were Michael, so I had two Michael stores, but they also had it in Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and
For
then
cake decorating?
and
Really?
yes, and I was contracted out through Wilton. Wilton was my people, and then they contracted me out to the stores, and yeah, I did that for over 20 years, along with the teaching now. Okay.
Wow.
And also I was doing the consulting. Okay. So I like I said, I have been busy, but I was, like I said, I always baked. I baked my mother's cake, and
And got rave reviews, I'm sure.
I did. It was very unique. And
Do you have pictures of any of your?
yeah,
Uh,
I do. I do have pictures of that, because my at the party, because it was for her 75th birthday party. So yeah,
wow.
I
Well,
took.
I tell you what, I'm going to do a commercial, and if
Okay.
you could grab some of your
Oh
pictures,
no, no, no. I got that means I have to look. No, they're not.
oh,
They're
okay.
not right at hand. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you had told me, I probably could have got it together,
I,
but no, they're
I
not.
don't know why I didn't think about that. I
I
don't
don't
know
know,
why.
but no, that.
Blame
But I
it on
okay.
my head, not my heart.
uh, Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but yeah, it was. I
Oh
wish I
my
could pull it up,
goodness.
but I
I
just.
wish you could too. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Because you actually bake and do cake decorations now as a part of your offerings, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Well, let me tell you, my little company, or I decided to take that baking to another level and open up a little small home business. Okay,
Okay.
which that's how Sweet Lassteens Desserts for All Occasion came along,
Okay.
and I named it Sweet Lassteens because Lasteen is very important to me.
Okay. Tell me about Listines.
Okay, Lasteen is my middle name,
Okay.
and my mother named me Lasteen. So I am Lasteen number one. My daughter is Lasteen number two.
Okay, that
And
is a pretty name.
my granddaughter is Lasteen number 3.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So I liked the name, the middle name. It was French. And that's so I gave it to my daughter, and evidently she liked it because she gave it to me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name. It really is. So let me ask you, so people can order pastries and cakes and pies from you and then you ship them?
Yes, but the thing about it is, I only ship like pound cakes and cookies because when
Okay.
you have the icings, they kind of get things. But the pound cakes and cookies and candies, I do, those type of
What
pieces.
kind of can you do hard candies? The hard
Yeah, I do
candies?
chocolate covered peanuts. I do little Dixies.
I want a pound cake.
Okay, I do pound cakes too. I do
I
all
want because I'm not a baker. As a matter of fact, to let my family tell it, I'm not a cook at all.
Oh Lord have mercy. But yeah,
But I do cook. But um, I'm not a baker. I've never been a baker. So I I need to order a pound cake from you. We'll talk about that after the
okay.
show.
I'm not a cook. I can cook, okay, but I'm not. I love to bake, and That's how I learned. I'm gonna tell you now. I do still have this book. Now, don't ask me to get it.
Uh,
I wanted to learn how to bake. Wait, wait, wait. I just thought that I had that book the other day, but I wanted
Okay.
to learn how to bake. And you can see that this is very important to me. This is the book that my mother bought me.
Oh
I
wow.
was
How old
little.
were you? Oh
Oh,
my
I was
goodness.
very young. Let me tell you when this book was put out. It was put out in 1956.
What?
Yes. So this is the book that she bought me to help me so I could learn how to bake. And I have
Oh my
saved
good.
this
And
book.
you know what? I have to say this. Clearly, your parents saw your gifts and
Well,
allowed you to, and they nurtured it. And parents, do you hear this? Do you hear this? Her parents nurtured what it was that they saw her gravitating towards. And that's what we have to do as parents. Because look, I mean, we're now older, mature people, and she's still doing what she was doing when she was a
yeah,
little girl.
I'm still
Come
baking.
on now.
Yeah, I'm still.
That is amazing. That's wonderful. That
And
is
I get
wonderful.
joy out of people liking my baking.
I bet you do. Well, I want a pound cake. I'm
Okay.
telling you now in advance. Yes.
So the baking kind of slowed down during COVID.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so I still do it, and I still get orders. I do have a Sweet Listing page, and I have quite a few followings on there. I go on there from time to time, and I demonstrate for them different techniques and things that they can do with the
Oh my
tips and
goodness.
all of those things. Yeah, I do.
That is amazing. That is so. Let's back up
Okay.
now. She's retired. However, she bakes. She is a consultant for daycares. She has a jewelry line, and she has a podcast. And she's green and grown. This is what we're talking about. You cannot allow your age to dictate
Oh no, no.
what you do or don't do. I'm telling you,
I
listen
am
to
a
this.
very firm believer of that. It's never too late.
It's
Never too
never
late
too
to
late.
live your dream. You might not, and I admire people who stick to their dream. My mother was one of those. She always had a desire to get a degree, and she did not get her degree until she was grown. Okay, in fact, she might have gotten her degree maybe 4 or 5 years before I got my degree. Okay, so
Okay.
and so that is what gives me the drive
That's
to
amazing.
not give up because she was a not give up person.
That
Okay.
is
She
amazing. That's
instilled that us in
beautiful.
us.
That is
Yeah.
beautiful. How many brothers and sisters do you have? You're an only child?
I am an only child.
That's why I mean, they really poured into you. They
I
really poured
am an
into
only
you.
child. Yeah.
That is beautiful. That is
And my daughter is an only child.
Yeah, that is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Um,
And again, it doesn't matter whether you have one child or 10. You want to pour into your children. Pour into your children. See what their gifts are and gravitate toward and let them gravitate towards it by you nurturing what it is that they do. Anna is a perfect example of what happens when parents pour into their children when they see their passion and they see their dreams. I'm telling you, she was a child,
yeah.
6 years old.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's a
goodness.
lot of people that are like that and have dreams. And I mean, I had some other little dreams that along the way
Okay.
that my mother didn't discourage me on it, but she didn't push it either. When
What
I
was
was
the dream?
when I was in grammar school, not only I was in education, but I was into performing. I'd like to sing.
Okay. Okay.
And so we formed a group when I was in about seventh or eighth grade, and we would perform at the block clubs, things. And somehow or another, this is another blessing. Somehow or another, we got invited down to the recording studio and was given a demo to work
Oh
with.
my goodness.
When I tell you, that is the main reason why I do my podcast, Sweet Blessings. My life has been filled with blessings.
Yes, that is just beautiful,
Yeah. So
Anna.
I've met Jerry Butler, Curtis Mayfield, all of those people, Gene Chandler.
Oh
You
my
know,
goodness.
as a young adult. I mean,
Oh
teenagers,
my
when
goodness.
I was
That
in
is
grammar school. So those are some of the like I said, blessings. Now my mother told me this was the advice she gave me. She said, "Oh, that is so nice." She said, "But you can do all of that when you finish school. Okay, you can do all of that." And so I went on and finished school. Now I still sing. I sing with the good, not good memories, but sounds good now. But before it was Good Memories Choir, and that's what my podcast was on last week. I interviewed.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to put you on the spot. Uh,
Okay, don't ask me to sing.
oh, I can't ask you to sing.
No, don't
I
ask.
can't.
Don't ask me to sing. No, no, no,
Don't ask. Okay. All
no,
right. I
no,
won't ask.
no, no, no
I won't
music, no
ask.
nothing. Oh no, I don't sing a cappella, nothing like
Okay.
that.
I just thought I'd throw
And
that out
look,
there.
and that was years ago. But I like I said, I do sing, but I sing in choirs and and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The voice is not like it used to be. Let's put it like that. And I have a low voice. Uh,
An alto tenor.
yeah, that,
Okay.
and so, but yeah, that was like I said, that was a blessing, and even in the choir because I got involved with that choir because my mother had dementia.
Okay.
And it was a choir that was formed for dementia patients and their caregivers.
Oh wow.
And
So your mom sang in the choir?
mhm, mhm.
Oh
And
wow.
while we was there, lo and behold, I was on NBC News.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you.
Oh my good. We got a couple of messengers. Message. Okay. Sandy, she says, sing, Anna.
I'm not thinking about saying.
Oh, she said, sing, sing. And then she says, Hey, fellow podcasters. Hey, Sandy. How you doing? We're having a
Hello.
good time over here.
Oh, we are. No, y'all not putting me on the spot.
Well, I tried, Sandy. I tried. She doesn't want to sing, but
Uh,
she has shared so many wonderful things about her life. It's just amazing. And I have to pause for the cause and do a commercial right quick,
okay.
and we'll be right back. So here we go.
Mama Knows creates high quality products that are available to be used on multiple textures of hair. Her goal is to bridge the gap to stop people from having to use multiple products because of families with multiple hair types. Her products are currently being used on men, women, children of all ethnicities. Mama Knows products are available at www.mamaknowsproducts.com. That's www.mamaknowsproducts.com. You can also find her on Instagram at Mama Knows Products because Mama knows what you need.
Knows what you need. Now, let me tell you, these products are awesome. They are awesome. The shampoo, the conditioners, the moisturizers, the hair growth oil, and they smell so good. So go to mamaknowsproducts.com and check out these products. I'm telling you, they are wonderful. And then I have another commercial that I want to air right quick, and then we'll come back. A 365, a devotional for joy restoration. If you are interested in being in this book, contact Vanessa Blackwell, vrblackwell@gmail.com. She wants 365 individuals to write a devotional in this book. And she still has space available. So if you are interested, please contact Vanessa Blackwell at vrblackwell@gmail.com. Yes. All right. Now back to Anna. And before I do, Sandy had another comment. She says, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. Thank you for
Thank you
listening.
so
We
much.
really appreciate it. We really do. And she says again, sing, sing, sing.
Oh my God. No, no, no.
Okay. So all right. So let's talk about your jewelry.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
know,
You want to know my story on that, how I got
yes,
started?
of course, I know you have a story.
I
Let's
do,
see.
I do. It's strange. Um, I always, I'm crafty. I do crafts, and that's my and I'm good in my crafts. I will say that I quilt. I've always been crafty. I knit. My mother made sure that I knew how to knit and crochet and sew. Okay. those were things. So while I guess everybody else was out doing their little things, as I was growing up, I always had a machine. And I made my clothes when I crocheted little sweaters and made my clothes in high school.
Oh
And
my.
when I went to college, I, did that. So she made sure, she said, those are basic things that, you can always use. And I guess she knew what she was talking about. I'll tell you that later on. But, um, so the jewelry happened because I dibbled and dabbled in jewelry. Okay, I dibbled and dabbled in making jewelry. My mother did the same thing. She was crafty to my grandmother. They say I'm a lot like my grandmother. Okay, I'm named after my grandmother, but they say I'm a lot like her. And so, when my baking slowed down, my daughter said, we all became aware of paparazzi jewelry.
Okay.
And she said, Mom, you like jewelry. Why don't you sell it? I said, girl, I don't sell that jewelry. I don't want, no, 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 no. In fact, one of my friends who sold the jewelry said, uh, talk to me about the jewelry to buy. I said, girl, I don't want no cheap jewelry. I'm being honest with you. This was me.
Right.
Look, I don't want no cheap jewelry now, okay? And so she kept talking about it. So finally, she did lives. And so I watched her lives. And, one evening while I was watching the live, I said, that's kind of cute. And so then I said, well, it's not going to hurt for me to buy that $5, to buy the $5 jewelry. I only spent $5 on it. If it breaks, fine.
If
I
it's
just,
tarnished, fine.
right. It's $5. Okay. And so I bought it and I liked the jewelry. And so then I started watching more and I started buying more from her. And then all of a sudden, she didn't have everything that I wanted, or she would sell out of it. More than one person would want the same item, and she would didn't have it. And so then I started watching other lives. And I would ask them, do you have this piece in another color? And so then I started buying about for 4 or 5 people. I was, buying the jewelry because and the jewelry lasts for a while. It's $5. It's going, but it lasts. It's really nice costume jewelry. You can't beat it. So then I decided, I'm really spending a lot of money on this jewelry. I need to maybe buy it wholesale. Okay. That was
Yeah.
what was in my mind. If I'm gonna be spending this much money, I need to buy it wholesale. So and we sell it for $5, but we only pay like $2.75 for it. So,
Oh my goodness.
and then we make 45% on it. So
Oh,
I said, I don't have nothing to do. I can do that for, I can do that for just to get that discount. I'm not making, that was my logic behind it.
mm-hmm.
And so then once I got started in it, and then the person that I went up under, they said, girl, you should go live. You already go live in the first place. So take it, just try it out. And so I did. And I have, I've been doing, this will be my 4th year
Oh
this
my
year.
goodness.
Paparazzi. And I love it. I've been to convention. I'm a Crown 5 member, which means I have more than 5 people on my at least 5 or more people on my team. I
Wow.
am a life of the party person. It is, it's been an enjoyable experience. I have met so many wonderful people.
And you're
And
wearing some of it now, right?
yes, I
Yeah.
am.
Let's see your jewelry.
Yeah, so this is the earrings. These are earrings. And
Okay, those are
I'm
nice.
gonna tell you, I normally don't wear hoops. I'm not a hoop girl. I'm a little petite girl, but um, I cut all my hair off because I wanted to go into
Twisting.
locks and twist
Okay.
locks. So,
Okay.
and somebody said, "Girl, now you can wear them big hoops." So I'm
Yes.
trying to wear the big
They look great. They look great. You wearing them. You're doing it. You're doing it.
So eventually, I guess all of this because I just did. At first, I shaved all my hair off. Okay, I did that. I just shaved it. All I had to do was just brush it back, just brush it. But then once it started growing, because I got this 4C hair.
What do you call horsey?
Four,
Horsey hair?
four C. That's rough.
Okay.
I got this 4C hair.
Okay.
And so once it started growing out and it's thick, okay. So my granddaughter would twist it. And so then my beautician said, why don't you let me twist? I said, girl, I want this locked. So it doesn't come out. The locks don't, come out. And I told them, they said, well, what if you wanted to wear another style? And I said, girl, I got wigs.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
But this is so comfortable. And, with that sweating and all that stuff. So
And
if
it's
I
been
was,
so hot. Oh my God.
yeah,
Yes. So it's a perfect do. A
yeah.
perfect do.
Yeah. So that's how I got into wearing the hoops. And then this is a wood necklace. We have all types of necklace, but um, these look so great with the African outfits. I always tell people that or animal print. But we have all kinds of necklaces, all kinds of bracelets. I matched this up with the black thing there. And everything is just $5. And I know you
Everything
said,
is $5.
yeah,
That's
you said
great.
you said the Zi, but it's the Z.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's the Z collection. And the Z collection is our up of the line jewelry, and it comes out every year. They have a Z collection. It's 20 pieces. They're exclusive pieces, and 10 of the pieces are named after the consultants.
Oh wow. You
Oh
have
yeah.
one named after you?
No, honey, I'm not that big time. I wish.
Well, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
I'm
It's
not that
coming.
big time.
It's
But
coming.
that is such an honor. It is such a great company. It is a family-oriented company. And they also do things for, charity and things like that. And I always tell people I've been to a lot of conferences, I have over the years, and it is the best. Best conference. I hate I missed this year because they had Janet Jackson perform.
What?
Oh yeah, it's somebody performing every night. Okay,
Oh
every
my
night. They
goodness.
don't play around. They don't play around. And you're not in meetings all day. You might have a meeting in the morning, from maybe 10 to 12. And after that, you're going to look at stuff and participate in things. And it's just wonderful. It's just I
That's
had a
awesome.
ball.
That's awesome. I'm going to do another commercial
Oh,
right quick and then we'll be right back. Yes, that is a commercial for me. If you are
nothing wrong with it.
interested, if you are interested in being on my show, if you're interested in consulting with me to see if I'm the right coach for you or your children, if you want to download some free things that I have, you can go to bit.ly Vera Thomas and connect with me. I am a trainer, a speaker. I'm also a coach. So if you're interested in knowing more about me, go to bit.ly Vera Thomas. And while I'm promoting myself, I also want to encourage you to support my show. And you can do that by donating at Cash App, $ and still great, PayPal, Vera Thomas Show 1117 at gmail.com, or Venmo at VT1117. So please help me bring more shows like this to you so that you can have fun with me. So please, your support is so important. And I really would value and appreciate it very much. So Cash App, $ in still great. It can be $1, it can be $5, whatever God places on your heart to donate to help me do what I do, it would be greatly appreciated. $ in still great, PayPal, Vera Thomas Show 1117 at gmail.com, or Venmo at VT1117. Thank you very much. Okay, Anna, back to you. I'm going to leave this up for a minute. All right. So we talked about your jewelry. We talked about your baking. We tell me about your podcast.
My podcast is, the purpose of it really is to inspire, to encourage, and empower people to live a healthier lifestyle. And when I talk about healthier lifestyle, I'm talking about the whole being, the mental, the spirituality, the physical, health wise, all of those emotions, as well. And so what I do is I try to gather knowledge on those specific areas, as well as invite speakers to come and speak on different areas and expertise, because I'm not an expertise on anything.
What?
And
No, back up, back up, back up.
not like that. I can share
Don't
knowledge.
don't you ever say I am not an expert.
I'm
Don't you
not.
ever say that. Don't you ever say that.
I'm
Because
not.
that's not true.
I'm knowledgeable, but I'm not an expert. I really am. I'm still
Okay.
learning. I'm still
All
learning.
right.
I'm
Well,
still
okay.
learning.
All right.
So, I there's several reasons why I started that podcast. Most people know the journey that I went through as being a caregiver for my mother. And she suffered from dementia. And the story is, because I journaled it, this is why when I came to the podcast, they approached me about the podcast, because I would do videos about my mother's journey, taking her to the choir, uh, when they had parties and stuff like that. I would share that with them. But the thing about, the sad part about it was, my mother had dementia for a long time, and I did not
Really?
realize it. And when I finally did realize it, it was when I was trying to get some help for her to come into the home to help her out. And I contacted Department of Aging, and they came in. They had to do a full uh, psychological on her, medical, whatever. And they called and told me that my mother had dementia, and that she was at the point where people could take advantage of her.
Mm.
So, which meant she had had it for a long time.
So let me ask you before you go on with the story, what were some of the symptoms and things? And you said you didn't recognize that this was her
Right,
problem.
right.
Let's talk about that because that
Okay,
may help some people.
okay. The thing about it is, I didn't realize symptoms were there. But
What were the symptoms?
but I'm gonna tell you, but if you don't know the symptoms, you would never know. And I didn't know. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I do the podcast, because people need to know the symptoms. Okay. And the symptoms
Yes.
are different for other people. Now, my mother was always picking and going through her purse sometimes, and she would do it constantly. And she would do it at all hours of the night. Now, I didn't live with my mother, but we traveled together. And it would be 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning she would do it. And she could not, she would lose things all of the time. She would lose things all of the time. And then argue with you that she did not lose. Somebody stole them. Okay. Everyone was a thief. Um, she Sometimes you have to laugh at some of the things uh, that she did, but she would make a long story short. This is the most serious thing she did, and this was the thing that caused me to have to put her in a facility, which was very hard for me because that was something she never wanted. And deep down inside,
She
after
didn't
all of this
either.
went down, I realized she knew. She knew. And then she became very hateful of me. She hated me, you know. She put me through so. It is not an easy thing to go through because you can imagine all the things that's going through her mind as well because she's aware. She's got to be aware of the things. She just did not. And she was a strong, you know, woman. She just did not want people to realize that she was going through that. So you could get the help that she needed. And because of those, and as I was going, I joined the support group. The hospital gave me a support group, and I joined that support group. And that support group made me realize that she had had it long time ago.
Wow.
All those signs was there, but I just didn't know. I didn't know, and because I didn't know, you know, I was an educated person, had so and so master's degrees. I did not know. If I didn't know, somebody else didn't know. And I tell people all the time that these people were around all the time, but people would say, "Oh, girl, don't talk to them. They crazy." You know what I'm saying? When you're growing up, you,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'm telling you, these are the type of things because there was a lack of understanding of what was going on with that. And my mother was ashamed because I guess she grew up in that era where she was ashamed. But now mental health is so prevalent,
Yes.
and so many people have passed away because you know we had Robin Williams. He couldn't face it.
Yes.
He couldn't
Right.
face it.
Depression. Yes.
Yeah, he couldn't. And people don't realize that dementia is really the umbrella that it's under. Because you have Lewy body, you have frontal. That's what Bruce Willis has. He has frontal dementia. Okay, Jesse Jackson has Parkinson. Parkinson is a part of dementia, but people
Wow.
don't. All people realize is that Alzheimer. That's what they think of when they think of that. But
Yes.
that is the most severe type of it, as well as Lewy body. Okay.
Wow.
Now, my mother had short term memory. She could remember stuff way back in 1941, but she could not remember anything that was going on
Like
right
right
then.
now.
Yeah, she could.
Wow. And you know what? I can't believe that we're running out of time. We got
Oh,
less than a minute.
okay.
So I'm going to give you the floor. And what is it that you would like to impart to the audience? And what is it that you want to leave them with? I'm going to give you the floor. You've got less than a minute.
Okay, my three L's. You're going to live your life to the fullest. You want to make sure you live because life is short. The second thing that I want to leave with you is to laugh. Make sure you laugh. Laughter is good for the soul and it makes you
Yes.
feel better. And make sure you laugh at yourself because you're funny. And the third thing is to love. Try to love everyone. My grandmother said if you can't love everyone, you can love them from a long wooden spoon. But the most important thing in all is to love yourself. That's what I want to leave you with this evening.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. And you're right. Laughter is great medicine. And we've had some great laughs here today.
Yes, we have.
And listen, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be
Okay,
on
yes,
your
you will.
show.
Yes, you will. We'll
And
continue this.
yes, we will continue this. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for coming. And Sandy, thank you for your feedback here. We really appreciate it. And we will see you, both of us will see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. And again, we will see you tomorrow. And Anna, if you could just hold on a minute so that I can talk to you afterwards. Okay, so goodbye, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk